Hi everyone, welcome to Diving into Digital Choice Boards. Today we're going to learn about how you can incorporate digital choice boards with the Google Apps for Education. So I'm going to share my screen now. Oh, I guess I should introduce myself. Sorry. My name is Kelsey Ray, and I'm the librarian at Bradfield Elementary. I'm also the I3 for our campus. This is my third year as an I3 and my fourth year as librarian. I previously taught first and second grade. All right, so now I'm going to share my screen with you and show you my presentation on digital choice boards. All right, sorry for the delay, everyone. Technical difficulties. Oh my goodness. This thing is crazy. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. No, you're fine. Yeah. trying to share my screen. Oh, you're fine, y'all. I'm sorry. Yeah, it shouldn't be this. Okay. There it goes. Yeah, and it keeps. Okay. So is this the screen that they see? Okay. I think I've got it. Roundabout way. Okay, looks like we finally got it working. Sorry about the technical difficulties, everyone. All right, so digital choice boards. There's my information, and I'll put it back up again at the end, my Twitter, my email, my blog. I am a level 1 and level 2 Google certified educator, and I'm also a Google certified trainer. So if you ever needing help with anything Google, please let me know. Okay, we're going to start with a quote. Everybody's a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. And that is a quote by Albert Einstein, and it just kind of sums up what our overall point is for today, which is if you're expecting everyone to do the exact same thing, then you're not really judging individual children by what they can do. All right, so you might hear people talk about G Suite. G Suite just refers to the Google apps. These include Slides, Forms, Sites, Sheets, Docs, Gmail, Drive, and Calendar. And then you're going to hear me talk about digital choice boards. Digital choice boards give students options when completing an assignment or showing mastery of a skill. These grids offer differentiated instruction while incorporating technology. So if we take G Suite and we add those digital choice boards to it, that gets us differentiated learning. You have an ultimate differentiated learning opportunity when you combine these two. Okay, so now I'm going to show you some examples of digital choice boards and how you can add in the G Suite apps to them. So first, I'm going to show you examples in English language arts. Okay, so the first one is about fiction. And it looks like a typical tic-tac-toe board. And for the directions on this one, they said choose 3 activities in a row. So I took one that was already made and I just put some G Suite into it. So for example, create a site for the author of the novel you read. Use slides to create an autobiography of one of the characters from their perspective. Use sheets to list the characters with 3 character traits. Upload a book trailer for your novel to YouTube. So they're learning about fiction, they're just showing it their mastery in different ways. And so the kids are getting to have that element of choice and not just everyone doing the same project. Because if you're getting 22 of the same project, then that's a recipe that's not showing mastery. Okay, so we're going to go back to our presentation, and I'm going to show you another ELA one. This one is going to be about parts of speech. It has the same format as the fiction one. Some of the examples on this one are use sheets to list the parts of speech, an example of each. Create a site with links to YouTube videos that teach about parts of speech. Use slides to create a parts of speech review. And make a site all about one of the parts of speech. So we're just taking average assignments that you would normally give, but we're giving that choice where the kids can choose. You can either say certain kids have to do a whole row, or you can say they get to choose any three. You can really differentiate it to the different levels of the kids. All right, we're going to go back to our presentation. And now I'm going to show you examples in math. I am a librarian, but I can still come up with some examples in math. This one is set up like a menu. And the topic for this one is data analysis. So the directions tell you that you have to do all of the items in the main dish, and then you can do the specified number of side dishes. And then if you want to do the dessert items, you can do those for extra credit. So our main dishes would be use forms to create a 5-question survey about your favorites and send it to 3 classmates. Use sheets to create graphs for each question in your survey, or use slides to present the results of your survey to the class. Your side dishes would be to film yourself interviewing a classmate about the survey, upload it to YouTube, color code your sheets, or use forms to make a 3-question exit ticket. And then you've got your dessert, which is optional. You can create a docs that's a hyperdoc with more information about each question in your survey. Use slides to create a poster advertising one of the answer choices in your survey, or create a site with resources about data analysis and graphing. So that just kind of adds a fun element of it being like a menu where they're really getting to choose. Okay, next up is social studies. This one is aimed more at secondary. It's about the War of 1812. So it is listed like that tic-tac-toe format, but it's gone a step above. This one includes web links to get the kids started with information, but they're also allowed to use their textbook, internet, the online databases that the library provides. But the person who made this one, they went ahead and they hyperlinked resources to get the kids started. So we've got write a speech as Warhawk urging Congress to declare war, recorded and posted on YouTube. We've got write a special newspaper expose. So you could use docs for that. You could use Google Slides to illustrate or explain the words of the Star-Spangled Banner. You can role play Dolly Madison's refusal to leave the president's house until George Washington portrait was removed safely, and you could put that up on YouTube. You could use Google Docs to write an explanation on James Madison's decision when he asked Congress to declare war. Okay, so that's one type of digital choice board for social studies. In science, we can also use the digital choice boards. This one is set up based on learning styles. It's about rocks. It still has the tic-tac-toe format, but each box is a different type of learning style. So you could have the kids go with what their learning style is. You could give them one of those quizzes, or you could challenge the kids to pick a learning style that's different from the one that they think they are. So for example, naturalists go outside and collect 2 different rocks, draw a picture of each one using Google Drawings, and then identify the type. Write a song to a familiar tune to tell how a type of rock is formed and post it on YouTube. That would be if the kid is more musical. We have computer, body kinesthetic, visual spatial, interpersonal, intrapersonal, logical, mathematical. So these are all assignments that you can find in the curriculum. Just add a little bit of Google in there, and you've added that technology element, and you've made it a digital choice board. Okay, since I am a librarian, I am a specialist teacher, so I wanted to make sure that I did one for my specialist teachers. So this one is for music. It is set up in the menu format. So you've got your main dish. The main dish is participate in a small group discussion about the origins of music. Chart your findings using Google Sheets. A graphic organizer on Google Drawings to compare and contrast music to another form of artistic expression. Then you've got your side dishes. You could create a timeline in Google Drawings of music history. You could upload a video to YouTube using body language to show reactions to different types of music. You could design your own musical review game. You can role play important events from musical history, write a script and videotape it, post it to YouTube. And then your dessert could be to design a brochure using Google Docs, inviting people to historic music production, or analyze the history of music with a Google slide. Okay, so even in music, you can have digital choice boards. They work well in any subject. Okay, so now I'm going to talk to you about where you can find the templates. You can find ones that are already made and then just tweak them to fit your needs. So a really great one is daretodifferentiate.wikispaces.com/choiceboards. And on this one, they have the different templates, the tic-tac-toe, the choice board, the dinner menu, the menu planner, the one based on learning styles. Then they've got ones that are already made based on subject, languages, language arts, science, technology, social studies, math, the arts, and miscellaneous. This miscellaneous one is for centers if you want to create a digital choice board for your stations or your centers. Also on this website, there is some research and a video that you could show your administrators about why you're using digital choice boards and how it works. So I highly recommend you watching that video. On Twitter, if you go to #hyperdocs and @TSGiveTS, which stands for Teachers Give Teachers, you can find other hyperdocs. There's also Pinterest, has tons of digital choice boards. This is just one that I put on here, but there were tons. And of course, we can't get on Pinterest right now, but you can later. You search on Google for digital choice boards. There's tons out there. This is a really great s'more. And I like this one because it starts off again with the research and the why digital choice boards are a good choice. So again, this is something great to show your administrators, to show your teammates of why you're putting this in your plans. This is a video about teaching with choice boards about cells. This is really good to show you what it looks like in the end when the kids all bring in their different projects. They're all learning about cells, but they do it in different ways. But they all learned those same concepts. And then it gives you some examples. Here's one on rocks and minerals. Here's one about the scientific method, the skeletal system. Also gives you some of those menu ones. Gives you a reading log. That's a digital choice board. A menu type one. And then the tic-tac-toe examples. So there are tons out there that are already made that you can take and fit them to your needs. The Teachers Give Teachers also have their own website, and even though these are HyperDocs and not digital choice boards, you can take these and turn them into digital choice boards. So lots of resources on HyperDocs. So I'll leave that up for just a second so that everyone can see those resources. All right, now we're going to talk about how to make one. So you can find lots of different ones online, but how do you take it and add in that technology element? So this is a language arts one about poetry, and it was already done. It's got the main dish, the side dishes, and the desserts, but it doesn't have any G Suite in it. It doesn't have any Google activities. So as I'm looking at it, it says research a famous poet, create a mind map that might have been in his or her head while writing his or her works. Well, all I have to do is say create a mind map in Google Drawings. And now that activity has been made into a G Suite activity. Write about yourself. Use good descriptive words in the poem format of your choice. Well, if you're going to write about yourself, why not write in a Google Doc? And illustrate a poem. Find a poem that you like and illustrate it, then explain in writing why you chose that poem. Well, you can illustrate your poem in slides. And then our side dishes, write us a cane. That could obviously be in Google Docs. Write a poem that sounds like Shel Silverstein and record it. Then after you record it, you can upload it to YouTube. Write an acrostic poem using figurative language. Use Google Docs for that one. Write a poem using the format of your choice. Again, Google Docs is great for that. Select, memorize, and recite a poem. Well, you could record it and put it on YouTube, or you could make a site where you've got lots of different poems that you're reciting. For desserts, create a PowerPoint about figurative language. Well, instead of doing a PowerPoint, you could do a slides. And then record a dramatic reading of a poem. Be sure to add appropriate sound and then post it on YouTube. Write an original score to accompany a poem of your choice. Be prepared to perform for the class. Again, you could do that in Google Docs. If you wanted to draw out your score, you could also use Google Drawings. So it's really easy to take one that's already made and add in some G Suite to make it have that technology element as well. Okay, so before you go, instead of a lecture, why don't I just let Bill Nye teach you about it? That's not differentiation. Oh, you don't understand? Well, let me explain it in the exact same way. Again, that's not differentiation. And does it count as differentiated instruction if I print their worksheets on different colored paper? No. But you do have digital choice boards to make your life a little easier and get that differentiation in there so that students feel that they have that choice. They're going to be more excited because they're getting to choose. and they're also going to enjoy it because it might fit more with their learning style. Okay, so that is our webinar about digital choice boards. I'm going to throw my information up there real quick, and then I'm going to post the link for CPE credit. Again, my name is Kelsey Ray, the librarian at Bradfield Elementary. If you have any questions about digital choice boards or anything with Google, please let me know, and I'm happy to help.